So Clayton, this is our second infotainment system test that we've done in the last couple of months. The problem with both of these systems is that I find they both look fairly dated. And they look kind of dated in the same way, their graphics. Like, I'm looking at the Honda here, and it's all these square tiles.
It does look a little old. However, I'm not immediately going to call it as antiquated. One thing that I do not like about this system off the bat, these little buttons, the screen is flanked by these small buttons on each side which have different functions. A home button, a back button, phone, audio, what have you. Each one of those has a tiny little button I've got to find. And they are illuminated, but they are small.
The other thing is that I find the actual functionality, like the map on this Honda, is way old school. Look at that navigation system. That's the Pong screen of navigation system.
However, I can't fault its functionality, although I find it doesn't refresh as quickly as the Nissan system. It doesn't respond to my commands as quickly as it does in the Altima.
The thing I'll say about this is that it's fully functional and it serves its purpose. But they keep on telling me that infotainment is now a differentiator between cars. People are buying because of the infotainment system, and it's as important as engines were in a previous era. And if that's the case, well, this is perfectly adequate.
Also, now here's the hypothetical. How much does an infotainment system matter when it has CarPlay?
CarPlay is great. CarPlay is great, but I want access to the settings. I mean, if you're just using navigation system, why not use your Apple Maps? I get that. And especially if you could sync them as you're coming in and out of the car, you've programmed it in your house and everything else.
And then I would say the only other thing surrounding the infotainment system is that in the Honda, you get one USB port. However, in the Nissan, you get a USB and a USB-C, both of which can be used directly to pair your phone with the car and the dashboard. This is not as future-proofed as the Nissan in that regard. So what do you say we hop in the Nissan and see how that newer platform stacks up against the Honda?
Okay. Now we're in the Nissan Altima with its infotainment system.
Do you remember Windows XP? That's what this brings me back to. Tranquil blue screen. Blue and green icons. You're back, transported. Where's Clippy?
The thing about this is that all of these graphics, this look is determinedly chosen by Nissan. They are looking at it as a differentiator. They think that seemingly that all the cool and kind of splashy graphics of other systems are actually distracting, and they've decided to go completely businesslike about their graphics.
It's true. And they're also banking that they go conservative, it'll age better, I think.
The one thing that is better about this system is the buttons that are over on the side on the Honda are actually touch screened and below the screen and much more easily manipulated.
See, I love that. I love that the buttons are in one space versus two opposing spaces.
The one thing that is better, the map is, I find better. You can get bird's eye view and a few other things on it.
I would say the other thing, the speed of the system is overall what I like about this over the Honda. You press something, it reacts immediately. It's another system that has Apple CarPlay as well.
Yes, and I'll be honest with you, here the benefit of Apple CarPlay I find is more because I like the graphics that much better in CarPlay than I do in the standard Nissan environment.
So what do you say, we've driven both of these, let's go back and we'll pick a winner of the infotainment system. Remember, we are not comparing the cars, comparing the systems. So let's find which system is the superior one.
Let's do that.
So we gotta pick a winner. Both these systems are really close to each other. Both have Apple CarPlay, both are in little stand-up-y things on the dashboard, but which one stands taller?
Well, they're both kind of dated. I would say the Honda feels a little less dated than the Nissan, even though it's probably, the Nissan's probably a newer system. So
the Nissan does have the better map.
It has the better map, it has the better backup camera, but I just don't like the graphics. I really don't.
You have to stare at those graphics a long time. How long you own a car? 2-3 years? You're gonna have to stare at this for a long time, so it matters. So perhaps the Nissan misses out by being too functional.
I know that's what they were after. I get that why they were after it. I'm not sure they should have been after it.
Correct. Functionally, it's almost without vice. I like these hard buttons on the bottom. I like the quick reaction time, but Can it be a little sexy?
Seriously, like we're talking a potato sack.
Exactly.
So overall, you think the Honda's the better one?
I think we got to agree that the Honda is the better infotainment system of the two.
I completely concur, young man. For Driving.ca, I'm David Booth.
And I'm Clayton Seams.